Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video via social media and with your friends via email. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Today, I read an article on usatoday.com written by Daniel DeVice, Medora Lee, Betty Lynn Fisher, and Bailey Schultz, titled, "The Holidays Are Here. So is the record credit card debt. How 6 Americans are coping." According to the authors, America faces a crushing credit card burden. The nation's collective card balance stands at a record $1.08 trillion as of the end of September. The average interest rate has hit 21%, the highest figure recorded by the Federal Reserve in nearly 3 decades of tracking. Here is something I found to be very interesting. The authors report the average holiday shopper expects to spend $1,652 this year. The authors went on to reference an October survey of 1,036 consumers by cardrates.com that revealed 38% of people plan to carry holiday credit card debt into the new year. I'm going to stop right here. Ladies and gentlemen, it bothers me that everyday American consumers are going into debt to buy what they need during the holiday season. Buying plastic junk for your family and friends online is not worth going into debt for. You can find other ways to show your love to the people that you care about over the holidays. If you don't have the money to pay cash for something, in my opinion, you shouldn't go into debt to fund your holiday shopping purchases. If parents feel like they really need to buy something for their children for the holidays, perhaps they could pick up a part-time job for a short period of time to make some extra money to pay for it. Again, in my opinion, no one needs to be carrying credit card debt and paying an average interest rate of 21%. At that level of interest, the debt can quickly snowball out of control and become unmanageable. Unfortunately, many are racking up the credit card debt. I read an article today on CNBC.com written by Dylan Thornton titled, "How America Racked Up a $1 trillion Credit Card Bill." This article reports numbers that are slightly different than the last article I reported about. According to the author, Americans have accumulated a record-breaking $1 trillion in credit card debt. This comes as the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes have caused average interest rates for credit cards to spike to more than 22%. Rates on retail credit cards are even higher, nearing 29%. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine paying 29% interest on debt from retail purchases? Designer clothes or accessories are not worth going into debt for, especially if you have to pay 29% interest on that debt. Some people are very unhappy and they use retail therapy to feel better. This may provide a temporary high after people purchase items at the store, but I can imagine the debt hanging over their heads has to make them feel stressed and depressed shortly thereafter. When you walk around the mall, you have to wonder how many of those people are carrying large amounts of credit card debt to fund their regular purchases. Please keep in mind there are plenty of people who pay off their credit card bills at the end of each billing cycle. Many people take advantage of the cashback benefits. I use credit cards every month, but I always pay off the balance in full. I'm not opposed to using credit cards as long as you use them responsibly. I just worry about those who fall into a debt trap by using credit cards. I'm not the only one worried about this. The author of this article states that big box retailers like Macy's and Nordstrom have issued warnings about a slowdown in repayments on their cards over the summer, highlighting a potential risk to retail revenue this holiday season. The resilience of the American consumer will continue to be tested by the still rising costs of groceries, gas, and housing, and not to mention the return of student loan payments. I am really surprised we haven't been hearing more about credit card delinquencies this year. Perhaps this will become more of a problem in 2024, especially if inflation stays elevated for the things that all everyday Americans need to survive, such as shelter and food. While the author of this article briefly mentioned the return of student debt payments, I want to elaborate regarding that for a moment. Because of Biden's on-ramp program, no one can fall into delinquency or default if they do not make a student loan payment until October 2024. I am sure some people right now realize this and aren't making these student loan payments because they want to maintain their current standard of living. Once October 2024 rolls around, I suspect this will put even more financial pressure on some everyday Americans. This could become unmanageable for some individuals. I believe some may have to choose between the bills that they pay each month because there won't be enough money to cover them all. After October 2024, we may start to see more information in the news about this playing out. This is pure speculation on my part, but I really believe it is a possibility. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Those who are carrying credit card debt and student loan debt may not be the only people who will be struggling in 2024 if we experience a recession. I read an article today on CNN.com written by Nicole Goodkind titled, "Jamie Dimon Says to Be Prepared for Recession." The author of this article references Jamie Dimon as saying, "A lot of things out there are dangerous and inflationary. Be prepared. Interest rates may go up and that may lead to recession." He goes on to say, "I'm cautious about the economy. The labor market in the United States has been resilient, but inflation is hurting people." Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Information right from the mouth of the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. I think we should consider what he is saying here as a real possibility. If he is right that inflation is hurting people, this is not good, since such a high percentage of GDP in the United States of America comes from consumer spending. If people struggle to spend moving forward, this may not bode well for the U.S. economy. It is going to be very interesting to see what happens in 2024. What do you think about Jamie Dimon's comments? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Jamie Dimon isn't the only one thinking about a recession in 2024. I read an article today on foxbusiness.com written by Suzanne O'Halloran titled, "Economy to Slow in 2024. Economists See 50% Recession Odds, NABE." According to the author of this article, U.S. manufacturing registered its 13th straight month of contraction, slipping 0.9% in November. In my opinion, it is sad to hear about this. America was once a manufacturing superpower in the world. We produced some of the best goods for people all over the world. Don't get me wrong, there are still some great American companies that are manufacturing products. I just hate to hear about manufacturing contracting. The author of this article went on to say, even with a slowing economy, fewer economists see a recession in the cards, with 3 in 4 assigning a probability of 50% or less. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's about half and half. What do you think will happen in 2024? Do you think we may enter an ugly recession? If you believe that, how are you preparing right now? Even without a recession, there is someone who has stopped spending money. I read an article today on CNN.com written by Jackie Waddles titled, "Richard Branson Sends Virgin Galactic Shares Plunging After He Says He's Not Putting Any More Money In." According to the author, shares of Virgin Galactic, the space tourism venture founded by Richard Branson, are plunging after the British billionaire said he has no plans to invest more money in the company, as he says it has sufficient funds already. As of the 9 a.m. ET market open on Monday, Virgin Galactic stock was down 16%, trading at less than $2 per share. On one side of the coin, I hope Virgin Galactic will be okay without a cash infusion from Richard Branson. But on the other side of the coin, I can't really feel bad for a company that is in business to provide space tourism. This is something that caters to the super rich, and I don't really see how this benefits humankind other than making the dream of space travel come true for a select few who can afford to travel to the edge of space. I personally would never travel to the edge of space. There are simply too many things that could go wrong. I simply have no interest in this type of adventure. There are people who have an interest in doing this, though. The author of this article indicated that Virgin Galactic has launched 6 groups of passengers to the edge of space this year. Maybe some of you have traveled to the edge of space. If you have, was it worth the money? Let me know in the comments section below. Please keep in mind, nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video via social media or via email with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.